As a newly registered CQC agency, you can still get your first tender within a matter of months. And that's what we did for this client. Not every tender is ideal for your business. Market engagement events help you to influence the council. This one was the short break services in Waltham Forest in London. Now, London is by no stretch an easy area for you to grow your agency. However, if you're strategic and you follow the right path, this can be a lot more straightforward and easier than you think. Now, on this tender, like I said, this was a short break services for disabled children and young people in Waltham Forest. It's a framework that required specialist providers within the area where they can support children in the area. But there was no requirement for you to have an office in the area or for you to be registered or have a CQC location or Ofsted location in the area. So this made it not only easier for you to bid or a low barrier for a lot of suppliers to bid, but it made it a lot more competitive because there was a lot more suppliers bidding. But the key point here is that this agency, having not delivered the services in the past at all, not even by private clients, not even on a framework or a tender, although they had the staff, although they had their certifications, the quality, the systems, the innovation, innovative plans and everything else, they just didn't have the avenue or hadn't yet received or got the avenue to deliver the service. With all that being said, there are lots of you, a lot of suppliers and providers in the same situation. You've got the skills, you've got the certifications, you've got the training, you've got the staff to deliver the services, but you just simply cannot get a referral. Don't run away from tenders, run towards frameworks. Even though they're more competitive, you can still win these frameworks as long as you present your agency in the best way possible. And that's what we're able to do for this client. Now, although again, like I said, this agency is a CQC registered agency based in London, not in Waltham Forest, but CQC registered to support adults with personal care. They still did not just focus on that particular side of the service or bidding for tenders only for personal care for adults. If you can also deliver services in other areas such as supported living, unregulated companionship, supported accommodation, various types of areas you can also deliver your services in because you've got the capacity and the skill and the training and the qualifications to do so, then also bid for those contracts because you can definitely win it. And that's what happened here. This tender required suppliers who can provide respite and short break services for children, allowing the main carers, the families, to have some time off or to provide respite for these individuals or those main carers. This doesn't mean that as an agency or as a care provider here, you're required to provide care for the children specifically. So you didn't necessarily need to have CQC, nor did you need to have Ofsted as per the tender files because you're not required to provide regulated activity in every single case. The majority and the main scenarios here, especially for the lots that we won, was for outreach and short break activities. And these both lots essentially, like I said, providing respite. Now, this is where you're going to be taking or accompanying the individuals, the children, young people to engage in various activities during the daytime. These activities could range from swimming, leisure clubs, engage in cinema, whatever the case may be. So this is important because, again, this is more akin to companionship as opposed to you actually caring for these children or educating these children, i.e. as a school, for example. So you didn't necessarily need any of these regulatory licenses. However, you had to demonstrate, like I said again, you have the quality, the experience, the resources, the qualifications, the training to actually deliver the services and do so in Waltham Forest. So if you're going to bid from Liverpool or Manchester, yes, technically you can still win it, but you need to actually demonstrate your mobilization plan, how you actually intend to deliver the services from there. So these are very important things for you to consider, not only in your bid, but actually in what tenders to bid for. So don't turn your eyes down on every single tender just because it says children, because actually if you've got staff that can support children and you don't need to have Ofsted, for example, check the tender files. And if it does need Ofsted, bid for that tender. If you need help to analyze the tenders in more detail, you need help literally maybe because you've got a question or a clarification you need us to support you with, like I said again in the description, simply reach out and we'll be happy to help. Hope you found the video useful. This video isn't just to gloat, but this is actually to give more motivation to individuals or yourselves if you're looking to bid for tenders, grow your agency. Don't frown down on tenders, don't frown away from frameworks because you can definitely win it, no matter how young or how big or how old you are. Hope this has been useful for everyone. Leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff.